Welcome to this Red Jacket Showcase Roundtable. I am Pambana Masame, and today I'll be in conversations with Derek. You know, in a world full of voices, only those who lead with purpose are truly heard. I speak to business owners, job seekers, and employees who refuse to be ordinary. To be unignorable is to lead with courage, clarity, and conviction. To stand for something bigger than yourself. When we align our leadership with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, we don't just build our stronger businesses, we build careers and we build a better world. I would like to welcome Derek to this conversation.
Thank you so much. I work with
Yes.
executives, managers, and teams on what I call the four things about how they're perceived: their appearance, their behavior, their communication, and their digital footprint. And together, these four shape what I call their public image. Your public image shapes everything. Now, everything I do comes back to this one idea of how you show up. And how you show up determines what you're given access to. Showing up well isn't accidental. And if you work intentionally on those ABCDs, so let's take the A, for example, your appearance, your professional image is how you project yourself before you've even said a word. People are already making judgments. You're giving them clues about the type of professional you are. Being intentional with the B, your behavior. And for me, that is largely around your emotional intelligence. How you self-manage, how you read other people, even how you navigate relationships when you are under pressure. The C in the ABCD framework is how you communicate. So how clearly, how confidently, how persuasively you get your message across, whether it's in person, virtually, or even on the many digital platforms that are available. And speaking of digital platforms, the D is your digital footprint, what the world finds when it looks you up. Your brand is online as well as offline. Do you have professional pictures that are working for you or against you? So my programs, I call them leadership development programs. That's what I talk about. That's what I speak about. Address those four areas.
Oh, thank you very much. Why is it important now?
The world doesn't have a shortage of qualified people, Pambana. In fact, I would venture to say that the problem is a shortage of leaders whose presence, whose behavior, whose communication are aligned with the impact they want to make. The UN Sustainable Development Goals, if you look at, for example, SDG 4 on quality education or SDG 8 on decent work, every single one of these goals depends on leaders who can build trust, communicate across differences with different audiences, and show up with both competence and integrity. And that is not automatic. That is trained. It can be learned. So my ABCD framework, I think, addresses this directly. My work gives
Oh,
leaders the tools to handle all of this, as I said, with intention.
oh, thank you very much. Uh, which of the audiences benefit more from your work?
The people who benefit the most from my work are already, I would like to say, performing at a high level. They could be leaders, senior executives, C-suite leaders. They all need to refine their ABCDs because of the environments they operate in, higher stakes, but also work with managers who are moving into leadership roles, rising leaders who need to further refine these skills. I work with high-performing teams, whether they're in corporates, the NGO sector, the government sector. All of these, in fact, professionals across a wide swathe of these different areas, I think need to share this language for professional standards and interpersonal excellence.
Oh, thank you very much. Can you now share why now and why you?
Well, why now is because we're living in a moment, as I alluded to earlier, where all these four ABCDs are competing in this digital world we're living in. AI, all right, the elephant in the room. Your appearance now is on camera as much as in person. Your behavior, emotional intelligence is being watched closely as ever. Then, by your teams, how you navigate the hybrid work environment. Your communication needs to land across different cultures. And your digital footprint is now a living, searchable record of who you are as a professional. If not now, then when? And I would say that I bring a combination of having worked in a corporate world, having had international experience, being grounded in this emotional intelligence research and communications research, and presenting this in a way that's practical, interactive, and immediately usable whenever I speak about this to my various audiences. So I think that combination makes it me valuable.
Yeah, valuable indeed. Thank you, Derek, for the conversations like this centered around the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Connect with our Red Jacket Showcase series and discover more expert voices sharing messages that matter. I thank you.